Chopping the sails, eh?
Yeah, I had the Fent 900, and I only had to spend 100,000 for a 300 horsepower tractor. I was like, why not? I'll hang on to this one for a little, but my next one's going to be that big Fent 1000, and then that's it.
How much is that?
Oh, 500 grand, I think.
Oh, that's half of my pocket. I broke $1 million the other day.
Oh, selling chickens?
On chickens and milk. Chickens and milk.
It's actually not that bad. 300 max horsepower.
Hey, John. What's up?
Looking at about 375,000.
Big old Fent.
Yep.
I'd spring for something with a little extra oomph. Now that I'm a millionaire.
It's a zippy little thing. I'm sitting at 400,000. I got like 20,000 liters of wheat or wool I haven't sold yet.
And no, it's not planting any trees whatsoever.
Yeah, I can see your percentage going down. I have to cut a bunch down. Can we do it on the server?
There's been about 40 trees taken down empty stumps, and I was going to replace them, and it's not letting me. That was the whole theory behind the seasons, how they were going to run the logging. But it's not letting me put more trees on the land.
We can try that. We can try that extra tree thing, but I don't know if that reason is a good reason why we shouldn't. With the tree count, I don't know. I wouldn't think that they would. They're not like right around them.
Well, basically what I was planning on doing is put contracts out for people to cut trees down in patches, but we're talking about replacing the trees that we're cutting down, and I was trying to do like a small tree farm, you know, kind of deal. But it doesn't seem to be working.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I know that was the intention, but doesn't look like it might work out well. Yeah, I know, John. I've got everybody turned all the way up in Discord.
Tree mod because I've used more tree mod, and I've also used the planters from Stevie. You know, and I've replaced trees. I've cut clear
Hey, Darren.
areas and just totally done a whole new field type of thing. You know.
I've had an issue with the volume on folks in Discord being low for quite a while now. I don't know how to get them turned up any higher. Yeah, we're on.
Oh my, I'm gonna have to put on my good clothes.
Yeah, you haven't changed your shirt since we started. What's up with that?
I know, right? Don't forget there's a spotlight down at the community yard. You need it.
Yep. Could use the second one, but the store's closed.
I've got a couple of trailer lights if you want to borrow them.
Say Silver's probably got a few of them hiding.
We won't be too long on this field, and the other ones up by my shop are small enough. The whole place up.
Well, if you want, if you need them, One's up at the BGA and one's up at the lumberyard. Front corners.
Darren, I had
Need 'em, they're there.
a chance to do some tweaking on creamery today.
Trying to get some wheat in the ground. I got a contract with Ken, so need to get this thing planted.
Got everything in I wanted to get in, but I haven't been able to find a dairy that I
have some
want.
left over if you need to buy it. If anybody needs wheat.
Started to pull a dairy out of Willow River, but then I didn't know what files to yank out of it, and I was getting some errors related to cheese and a crop type or fill type. So then I was like, so I backed out of that. I got the graze mod in. That was actually a bit easier than I thought it would be, because I saw the that script that was put up there. You didn't actually have to mess with the field depths. Put grass down. Replaced all the grass with actual growing grass. Got water troughs in. Stuck the enhanced chickens in. Through
Field 17, I basically split it into 2 different fields.
through a half dozen bale storage
Where I was going to put the trees
stacks in
grass,
to
and I was going to place the trees in such a way
store the straw and the hay.
you can cut around the trees for the grass.
And then basically it was just looking around for a decent dairy that would work. The Zavapa Agro dairy is nice in size, but you get it running, you've got to have so much other stuff. There just isn't place on the map for that other stuff. I really don't feel like being that heavy into production. I went and pulled the dairy off of Maru. That dang thing is so big. And I put it in. I couldn't get the M Company stuff to work, so I backed it out. I like the idea of the Zavapa Agro one.
Did you try that one from Modhoster plant?
Because I want to homogenize milk, and I want to do other dairy products that I can then take back to the creamery store and basically say that I'm, selling those in a creamery store. I looked at the pictures. I didn't download it yet. The building, I don't think the building's going to fit visually.
Gotcha.
It looks kind of run down and blah.
Yeah.
So then it would be like yanking the working components out, the triggers out, and trying to work up make a different building into one. That's something for somebody that actually knows what they're doing. That's something for somebody like Darren or Rockhound or Will, not me. Yeah, I was gonna put it at the placeable area. I done put concrete down on that whole pad, and I was gonna put it there. And the idea was I was gonna take the milk from the dairy, run it up to that place, and make it do its thing, and then bring the goods back and basically have a sell point in one of those buildings that's connected to the back of the dairy. That's like intended for. There's a building that's got a rack in it, and basically put the sell point in there. And basically, when you sell it, you're selling it back to the dairy. So you're kind of selling it to yourself. But in the end, the idea is that those are the finished goods that they're buying at the creamery store. All right, that'd be cool. Like I said, I put the big dairy from Maru in. It took nearly the whole pad.
Ice cream factory.
Couldn't find an ice cream factory.
Me neither. I looked today.
I know there is an ice cream factory because I've seen it. It's placeable. What's that? Oh. It's a Vapa-Agra add-on building.
See, I don't know how to. Yeah, I guess I could look about how to do that. Put put some more buildings down. Or not enclosures, but sheds, just pole barns. And then I put the bale storage that we use on this map, and that's over on Emerald Coast. I put those underneath the shed, and then I went in and I put the snow mask in under those. And then I realized I probably should have put the snow mask under those before I put the bale storage under them, because it was a bit of guesswork as to guessing if I had the mask over all of the area under the bale storage. Put some screenshots in the screenshots area, kind of showing what I had gotten done. Now the Vapa-Agra one that I know about is a dairy, and it makes like yogurt, cheese, something else, and something else. It makes 4 finished goods. It takes pallets, cardboard, milk, and fruit from the greenhouses. You gotta have and sugar. Take sugar too. You gotta have the sugar factory. You gotta have the pallet factory. You gotta have the cardboard factory, and you gotta have at least one greenhouse all up and running before you can get your dairy products. Butter, yogurt, or maybe 2 different types of yogurt. Whatever I do, I'm gonna yank the production speed back, so it's basically a pallet a day. So it's not like I'm gonna feed that thing constantly. Because I really like the pallet a day concept from Rathlin Island.
You wouldn't be willing to share when you get done, would you?
Oh, probably shouldn't.
That's what I was thinking.
Because that deals with, you know, redistributing. Something that wasn't necessarily approved for distribution.
Yep. As soon as I asked it, I was like, nah.
Trust me, if I could get all those edited in there, you could figure it. The hardest part was the, I mean, the water trough was the hardest one, really. I thought the graze mod was going to be a lot harder than it was, but... Tried to put it in last night, like at 12 o'clock. Failed. Chalk it up to trying to put it in at 12 o'clock. This morning I took my time and put it in. And hey, Kenworth, what's up? Last night it was one of those where you follow the directions, but you don't follow every direction. Like, well, I did 90% of the directions. Wasn't that good enough?
Yeah, the cake doesn't turn out right if you don't follow them all.
You get lost. Well, I did everything but the last 3 steps. What do you mean I got lost? Put the bale storage in, but the only reason I put it in the map is because I wanted it under a roof. And the placeable version, it won't let you put it under something.
Is that hard to do or no?
That was simple. Just import it.
That's a lot of grass.
That's a lot of grass. Is that the field that has that the cows wander into? There's there's part of a field where
You said it was 298,000 liters in his graze mod?
yeah.
Right?
Yeah, there's a grass field that basically connects to the cow pasture, and they have the cow nav mesh basically wanders into that grass field. It's not the whole, they don't wander throughout the whole field, but they kind of just wander in there a little bit, just in the natural nav mesh. So Darren basically deleted the field definitions out, so it's not a field per se. Painted the graze mod mask over the whole thing. Yeah, now he's got almost 300,000 liters of grass available for his massive herd of cattle.
I think if you want it to real life, it's 550 dairy cows, 100 beef cows, and 16,000 chickens.
We might do some type of scaled down version of that. 16,000 I don't think you could produce enough food for 16,000 chickens.
Are you scared? Come on. Oh, chickens are hungry, little buggers.
I think my screenshot was 60-some thousand liters of grass out of the pasture itself. Should be a fairly decent amount for decent size.
Now, did you have to repaint that? Because there wasn't really any grass in there, was there?
Not that was mobile. You have to paint on the graze mask to tell the graze mod where there's grass, or where grass should be. And after I did that and I went into the game, it basically said I had 5,000 liters of grass. because it only had little tufts. Yeah, I had to go in and paint real grass down over the whole area. Hey, Will, what's up? There, we have gotten our first field cultivated. It is technically spring here on Hof Bergmann. It's been a while since I streamed the map. That is because last week we were in what we are self-imposing winter. Now we are into spring. Nation state. Stage. I think. State. Well, my day's going good. I'm gonna come back for our light tower here in a bit. Day's been going pretty good. I use grass. I didn't even look to see what the others looked like. I just used grass. It looks kind of like the grass here on this map. Fairly standard Giants grass, I think. Does dry grass or dry grass 2 look any different? Or does the Graze mod differentiate between them at all? Like if you paint dry grass, does it even see that? No, to put bale storage in, you take just unzip the bale storage mod and put it in some folder in your map file. Make an imports folder or something and stick it. And then you just open up editor and you basically file and do import. Pick the i3D of what you want to import. Round bale stack or a square bale stack for straw or whatever. And then you just then you basically navigate to where you want it on the map. You do an edit, do an interactive placement, click where you want it, bang, it's there, and then you just rotate it around and fit it to the terrain if you got to rotate it or angle it or anything. And then you got to do a little finagling with a user attribute, make it call the right script. Then you do a little finagling with the mod desk and some stuff. Pretty straightforward. If you've put in the water trough, you'd be.
I gotta hit the power button first, right? Just tease it.
Yeah. I just figured out how to put the Graze mod in earlier. RD Allen. It's not that bad.
I'm still struggling.
I thought about doing a video on it, but then I thought, is it even relative now? Because I think there's probably plenty of other stuff out there. As Darren alluded to, there's the it's a Shy Wizard video. Now I didn't watch his he's got a 30-minute video that basically outlined, I guess, installing the whole thing from start to finish. I didn't watch that one. But I did watch. He has a short 7-minute video on basically how to use the a new script that was put out. That's also downloadable from FSUK. That helps with the not really the mask. It's I guess it is the mask. And I watched that video, and basically just tells you how to install it and how to run it. and that made it a lot quicker. But the directions, the key to the directions is making sure that the file IDs and the other IDs are unique and not redone. So what I did last night when I was trying to do it in the middle of the night is I didn't see all the directions, and I made a couple of the file. I didn't change a couple of the attribute ID numbers, and they were duplicated. And then when I pulled the map up, I wasn't working. Then I opened it up in Editor again, and in Editor I was getting some weird errors in Editor related to different texture files. So I quickly rolled back to a backup copy and went and redid it all this morning. That's where I saw a couple lines that I had missed that basically said, you know, make sure you do this and make sure you do that. So this way. I'd say it probably took maybe, I was taking my time. The first time around, it probably took about 45 minutes to put in. I would say now, after I put it in once, it would probably take maybe about 15 minutes to throw in now that I got the gist of it. Shy Wizard video, Darren can link it to you. I think this morning I just searched something like Gray's Mod and Farm Sim 17, and I pulled it up. Hey, Hagrid Farms, what's up? He's got a 30-minute basically how to install it, which I think walks you through the entire process. Now, when you get to the part where he talks about field definitions and corners, that's where you can stop watching that one and watch that little 7-minute one. Thanks, Darren.
Is that going to be your next streaming series?
Yeah, I was telling Genetic and Silver Dragon that last night I recorded my last Rathlin video. That'll come out Wednesday a week from tomorrow. Wednesday a week. And I've got a little buffer between now and then. Shooting for the first recorded Emerald video to come out the following Monday. So, Mondays from now. So that kind of gives me a break from needing to worry about getting them out real quick. And it was between this and Emerald Coast and Creamery to stream tonight, but Creamery wasn't quite ready. Need to go through and smooth out a few fields that I know have some problems with them reported. I need to firmly plant a few houses to the ground. Seem to have gotten upheaved a little bit in an earthquake or something, because not quite firmly planted to the. Need to do a couple of those things. I really want to get that dairy working. You may or may not do another stream on there we go. I think that's brightened up. Hey, Chris. Glad you could drop by. You had a chance to get on. You had a chance to get on Valley of the Old Farm. Get your stuff done. Was the only thing that held me off on Emerald Coast is I really want to use that old school square baler, D1000 square baler.
Yeah.
But when we were doing the Amazon stream, I discovered that that baler doesn't put out standard size bales.
Nope.
So I'm like, well, something out, because all the bales I want to do on Emerald Coast, I want to stick in the bale storage. And bale storage, you know, needs standard square bales.
Modern made a trailer to pick up those bales.
Yeah, that's what I hear. I posted over because I knew Simulation for the Nation used that baler. So I asked him, I was like, does yours do odd size bales too? He said it did in Discord, and he said that they had a bale trailer. Didn't want to pick them up manually. I didn't know that he had a bale trailer.
Yeah, he just released it not too long ago.
But that doesn't help me with the bale storage. I don't want to have 300 bales all being rendered on the map. Darren, the only one I'm coming up with is, I think it's Highs, Highs. Although I'm pretty dang sure when I was in school, we had Shenandoah's Pride milk, which seems a little odd because Shenandoah's Pride is in Virginia. It's down here where I am now. I can't fathom that Shenandoah's Pride would distribute way up into Maryland 25 years ago, 30 years ago. But I remember Highs. What was that?
I was saying I've edited like the bale wagon for pickup, and I know that was just XML, but with those bale storages, that's a script. I wouldn't even know how to begin to edit that.
Yeah. But CCS said he was going to work me up a... He's going to edit that baler and make it output standard bales. Partially because he wants to use it too. So he's got a vested interest, so he was like, I want to do it for my own, but I'll give you a copy. So.
I tried to do that. Edit one of those, it was the little John Deere baler to make the HD size, like the Welger size bales. And I broke it somehow. I don't know what I did. It worked great till you turned it on, and then my frame rate would drop to like 3. Because I guess it was trying to squeeze out the bales. I don't know.
Yeah. I think I did the same thing. That little John Deere, because I was going to use it on... I was probably going to use it on Emerald Coast for little HD bales for the chickens. And in my testing, I got it, and I changed what I saw in the comments of the download to do for HD bales. And then I got a HD bale trailer. Oh no, it was on, I was testing it on, Rocky Mountain Farms. That's what. So I've got that little John Deere baler, and I made a bunch of little bales, and I went around to have them picked up, and they wouldn't pick up with the one baler wagon that I was going to use. I went around and picked them up with a Fleagle trailer set on HD, and the John Deere was still outputting bales the wrong size. They were HD type because they were being auto picked up by HD, but they were the wrong shape, so they sat weird on the bale trailer. Then when I went to try to dump them in the bale storage, it said bale size not accepted here. It wasn't that it didn't accept the bale type, it was bale size. Oh. That, and then I went out and found the little one, which I knew worked.
Yeah, CCS was helping me one night. Because I downloaded that little John Deere baler, and I downloaded the bale wagon, but the bale wagon wouldn't pick up the bales, so I edited the bale wagon to make it work. But then I tried to edit the size of the bales for the John Deere, and I broke something. CCS is a great help.
Backup of backups of backups.
Oh yeah, I just fixed it, or I threw that one out, but I don't know what I did wrong.
Too big of a sledgehammer.
Yeah.
We're using.
Killed the frame rate. I don't know what it was.
We're using these Fleagle DPW trailers. They're over at FSUK, Chris, and these will haul all kinds of stuff. Let's go to like here's a little car trailer. 10 round bales, 10 square bales, 34 HP bales or HD bales. 6 pallets, a wool pallet, 1 wood pallet, 4 big bales, 45 apple or chicken boxes, 40 milk, vegetable, batteries, 15 butter, cheese, egg, or trash. They have all these different settings. Get this big trailer that holds 57 bags of trash. I've got this little thing that I use self to cart around stuff that's custom to the map. This might also be able to haul around stuff like trash bags. But the Fleagle DPW pack is it's pretty dang good for this map. It's got all kinds of custom stuff set up for autoload. Well, it's the I would say the modding community overall is very very helpful because it's all pretty much everyone is self-taught most part. So anytime someone has a question, you know, an up-and-coming person that's trying to learn, want to help, that's pretty much how they got started. And you really never know who the next Bullet Bill or who's the next Stevie or whatever. They all started from somewhere.
They're awesome. Awesome bunch of people.
Then we got the rock hound in the back there.
Rockhound stuff is amazing. It's extremely creative and talented with Maya. I'll tell you. He sent me little snippets of what he's working on. Amazing. Yeah, root crops are a complete pain in the tail.
I'm looking forward to seeing CCS's little Azores Island map. That thing looks cool.
Wednesday.
Is that he's uploading it Wednesday?
I got it. So I'm streaming on Wednesday. He shot it over to me, I think early this morning. Don't know. He wants to get all his stuff final. Apparently he's going on a fairly lengthy vacation. Wants to get all this stuff finalized before he heads off to that. Let me dig up a message. Describe the map.
A little teaser.
Two animals, sheep and chickens. 3 fields. Terrain is very steep and hilly. Basically, you have a dock, so everything gets delivered to the dock. Somewhere, I think he said that there's no mowable grass. So your sheep are only fed by the sheep are only fed by Graze Mod or bales that you have to buy in winter. So you're going to need to buy bales. And I don't know, there was a couple other kind of like gameplay stipulations that were kind of forced on you by the map to make it quite the challenge of a single island, kind of off by yourself, I think. Now the Ropa potato harvester is not too bad. It's still fairly time consuming to get. I guess you could plant grass in the field?
Just saying.
Maybe. I don't know. Maybe somehow raise it up where you can't plant grass. The Geo maybe won't let you plant grass.
Good point.
I don't know. These last 3 have been... They have their own unique challenges. Rocky Mountains is just... The weather is just brutal. Almost maybe too brutal. Amazon is just... It's just ferry after ferry. Just all you're doing is ever driving the ferries around.
Doing a little editing, are you, Jay?
I think it's the second time that he's gotten to summer and the ground hasn't been warm enough to grow any crops. Right?
Yeah, I did figure out that how to get it where I could actually work the ground, but it won't get over 36 degrees. Well, it didn't get over 41 degrees into midsummer, so the barley died. If it doesn't get 50, I can't plant soybeans.
Right, so you can't then get your soy milk for your pig food. Alright, so I got another message. It says no mobile fields, 3 fields, one's corn, one's sugar beet, and one. The only harvester you have are a forage harvester and a sugar beet harvester. Sheep are fed by the grazing mod, watered by the water trough mod. So there's no visible troughs. Just have to. There's no way to feed them other than the graze mod. There is a bale shredder trigger, which will allow you to feed hay bales. But you got to buy them in. You got chickens, you can sell their eggs. There's a silage sell point for a good price. Wood sell and egg sell point. BGA. That's it.
Gotcha.
Very mild weather for the Geo. Whole season, one stream. Is that what you're saying? I understand the question. Season. How would I do a whole season in one stream? That would be like... That would be pretty darn hard, I think. Even 3-day seasons. I gotta stream 3 game days in one stream. Clock speed on that would have to be pretty dang fast. Yeah, pretty much there wouldn't be any time to do anything. Right?
At least.
15x is basically a game day in like an hour and a half. An hour and 10 minutes. That would, theoretically, if we did like a 3-hour stream, maybe that would work. I don't know. Interesting idea. Each stream would be its own season. 4 streams would be a whole game year. A little counter it's a little counter to my normal style. Because in order to get anything really done, you're going to have to be like just hiring out and course playing a bunch of stuff. The new one, the one that just came out today, the Hollow Hills one, or you mean Linton? Yeah, that is an edit of the Spotlight mod by Delta Bravo Productions. He's got his actually got it released on his website. It puts out like 2 times or 3 times the output. I'll have to think about that a little bit.
I wouldn't want to go back to base game one, I'll tell you that.
No, I never used the base game one.
I'll have to think about that a little bit.
It's gotten to the point there's certain mods I will not do without.
Oh yeah, there's must-haves on everything.
Let's have that discussion. What are the must-have mods? Let's have that discussion with those on the server and those in chat.
GPS.
That was a rather short discussion.
For me, seasons.
I like seasons with a geo that has no snow.
Okay, you're definitely a Floridian, as us Northerns would say.
Let's see, must-have. I do all the for real modules: crop destruction, tire dirt, ground response.
Yeah, but aren't they going to be more in the for a base game from now on? They're not going to be an add-on anymore.
That's what it sounds like, at least crop destruction.
I like game extension.
Game extension, I can either live with or live without it. You know, it depends on what map I'm kind of playing on.
Yeah, game extension definitely. Because while I typically try to not autoload stuff like on screen or recorded series, if I'm not hitting the record button, I'm grabbing that bale or pallet and I'm moving it by hand. It's just quicker. Darren said that he made all of field 41. I take it you're talking about creamery. That he made all of 41 into the cow pasture, and he's got like 300,000 liters of grass now listed for the graze mod.
Yeah, there's a certain Mac version I want out there.
Sounds like all of your must-haves are scripts.
So I always use the Fiat tractor, the Fiat Agri 18090.
You see it got updated?
Yeah, I saw that. I use that. I'm trying to think for single player. What do I do? CSZ set. I use it quite a bit.
What that attachment mod there that does all the different buckets and such.
Yeah, I use that one. The new Silo King mixer. I haven't used it yet, but that'll be a
Pig food one?
yep.
Yeah. On the sure. Run some pigs.
needed PTO. I put it in everything now.
Isn't it nice?
It's just neat. Serves no purpose, but looks cool. I've been playing most of my single player stuff, but I haven't been doing a lot of mods because I'm forcing myself to use the DLCs that I paid for. So. I'd say the Coon Pack's my favorite DLC pack. Modern Classics would be sick. How about you, Farmer Klein? What are some must-haves for you?
Season. There. We've got, well, let me pull up my standard mods folder.
Gotta have seasons. Gotta have the DLC.
Table manners, animal table manners, high bales, chop straw, horseplay. There's a direct seeding chop straw add-on that lets you basically use a no-till seeder. Gets rid of the chop straw texture. Follow me, glance. Service trailer, game extension. Indoor camera. I like that one. That's the one where whenever you jump in a vehicle, always inside first.
Okay, defaults to indoor.
GPS. A attacher joint rotation thing from SOB that I think makes it so your trailers rotate better on the attaching joint. I use that fairly regularly.
It also messes up other mods like
Like what?
those next vehicles. You have that mod. If you have that mod installed, the next trucks, their attachments, they'll start spinning on the bed.
You have that installed here?
I don't believe so.
No, I don't. I'm pretty sure no.
Remember I told you when I was on my single player, my next trucks were their attachments were spinning? It was because of that one mod. I had to take it out, and it stopped. That ball truck
See it here.
thingy. You gotta have a decent AR pack too. That's another must-have.
I don't have too many must-have equipment stuff because I like to swap stuff around.
Me too. Like my really only must-have equipment's the Fiat. I love that tractor. I don't know why. I love it. I actually downloaded the. I think it was Mod Hoster had a Fiat pack that has the similar model but the lower horsepower ones. Like the 140/90 and the 115/90. Pretty cool.
This is a really good tractor if you're doing career-based play where you're not throwing money in. trying to start out from starting funds because it's fairly powerful and it's fairly cheap.
It's very customizable too. I like it because it doesn't have the front linkage. Actually, I've been picking tractors that don't.
Well, that's very typical American. There's not a lot of nowadays. They more front 3-point hitches, PTO attachments are more of a European thing than a US thing. That may be changing. With what seems to be a European invasion of agricultural equipment. I think I mentioned before, it was like 2 months ago, I was driving down the road and it was like a, you know, it wasn't a, it's kind of a semi-country bypassy type road. And there's this tractor, I don't know if it was a Fendt or what brand it was, but it had a butterfly mowers on the back and it had a front 3-point PTO mower on the front. And I was like, what is that? I know they exist because they're in game, but never seen one in real life. Where'd that come from? So we're seeing, I think, more and more of that kind of stuff, but just the front weight is pretty typical American stuff.
Like that. There's a John Deere 4955 mod. I really like that one.
This one is the Bert, unless that's what you're saying. The Fiat is a cheap.
Field seated. Yay!
Is a cheap 33.5.
My one field took me 3 days.
180 horsepower, so you can get a front loader attacher and not.
I'm talking in-game.
Narrow tires, rear twins, wides. A couple of these are cosmetic. 35 for 180 horsepower. That's kind of, it's kind of right here for this one. This.
Until I started working on it, I was like, damn.
Yeah, this one's 150 for 37,000. It's Fendt, the Fendt 900. It's a pretty good deal for the horsepower. Once you bump it up to 260 horsepower. She purrs a lot better than that Fendt, that other Fendt I got. Sounds like it's short about 3 cylinders.
I don't know. That's what makes a good mod for me now is if they sound good. That's why like the 1455. I still love that tractor.
Oh yeah, that one's nice too.
And then I love the Fiat. Those John Deere ones, the 4755, that 4955. They sound really good too.
Got me thinking. I might have to. Next time the store is open, I might have to sell this and get that giant Fendt.
Big 1,000.
I mean, I don't really need the horsepower for this size fields that I'm running.
You can buy it and be done. It's a zippy
Speed
little
things
tractor,
up.
too.
Oh, No, I do not, Chris. I put reshade in once, because I wanted to see how it looked and try, and I thought it was pretty cool. But at least the shader I was using caused like the HUDs to be kind of blurred and stuff. Then I decided that it was probably best that I not use any type of custom shader, or the fact that when I'm doing the map videos, I want the map video to portray how the game looks, how the map looks, without any custom shaders. Now I am running a customized high detail graphic settings. Things might look a little different because I've got this high powered spotlight on. Whoa! That sounds excellent, Darren. That'll fit perfect. For a map that's based on a creamery. No, I mean, it might just be the fact that, you know, we've got this spotlight. It's casting a whole bunch of light. Causing, you know, play on the shadows and whatnot. You know, Black Sheep is working on that skidder. Call it a skidder? What do you call it? But of course, that might be, who knows how long that might be before it's out. Because they were showing videos of that cool, platform wood chipper for a long time before the wood chipper finally was released. Zooming in on the back of this Fiat and see the 3-point linkage suspension, if you call it, kind of moving up and down. Pretty cool.
It's like the hydraulic piston kind of look.
Yeah. All right. Gonna run this back down to the community yard. We had a bit of a problem with the map here, and it basically loading up sometimes on the dedicated server. Sometimes it would fail to load. So we kind of went through an effort to try to consolidate equipment, try to minimize equipment as best we could. So we instituted a community yard. Down here, just across the road from Field 2, is the community yard. And pretty much everybody has contributed some amount of equipment to the community yard. And whatever is in that community yard is free for anybody to use. The goal is that you return it once you're done using it. And if you use a seeder, that you fill it up with seed before you return it, so that when you get it, it's full of seed. Raznik in there now. I'm going to drive down here to the gas station and spray down the cultivator. Drop it off when it's clean. Bent Forest Edition has a winch built in. So I had a message from one of the guys over on Valley of the Old Farm. Sent me a Discord message and said, "I need a representative from the Forestry Commission on the map, please." I was like, about to the store. I got a proposition for you. It's going to be good for your pocketbook. Okay, but I'm kind of got to go to the store right now. Well, when you're free, let me know. So, jumped in, and he says, "Come over where I'm at." And he's got 45 pine trees cut down. Basically, he cleared this little small forest from between two of his fields. And he basically said, "I got a little work for you." And I was like, "Oh, thanks. 45 pine trees just all over the place now." And I was like, "How much you want for it?" He's like, "Let's go 50-50. So about an hour and a half later, after I had processed them all up, $60,000 to me and 60 to him.
Sent you a tip for cleaning my tractor.
How many horsepower is that one?
300, I think. Can't remember. 313.
Chris, we were, but then Seasons crashed the map.
This was on sale, so.
Seasons was consistently crashing the map
$100,000, so I was like, yeah.
after we bought some of the custom animals. And I went online to the Modding Welt support page for the map, and they basically confirmed that Seasons and multiplayer and this map are not a good combination. So we disabled Seasons right away, and immediately the map was fine again. And Silver Dragon, who's playing this map single player, said that Seasons has got to the point now where it won't even boot up with this map. You take Seasons out, it works fine. So I think it has to do with all these extra animals, and Seasons not really knowing what to do with them. That's my impression, because we didn't have any problems until we bought some of these custom animals that are different than the base animals. And as soon as we bought those, we started having issues. If you are running Seasons, don't buy the customized animals, and you're probably going to be fine. Now that also includes pigs, because pigs have been tweaked to where the pigs
And my internet died.
And there's another thing I noticed that the map doesn't like is a lot of the extra, like, okay, the pelletizers and stuff. The two don't like to live together.
get rid of the portable one?
No, it's still on that. I make sure the damn engine's turned off.
Yeah. Oops. Yeah, somebody likes to leave it running all the time.
Yeah, there's somebody logged in, but not doing anything. Tiger Man's been sitting in his tractor since I got here. Sorry, I got disconnected, so sorry to the viewers at home.
Oh, I was thinking.
Yeah.
So, I don't know who left the seed bag down at the community yard, but
I was there when I
grabbed the seeder that wasn't
walked down.
full, so. But with community seed then.
Yep. That's what it's there for.
Yeah, 45 trees.
Oh yeah, we got to pay into that harvester, right?
Yeah, if you haven't. Yay. Bank, not.
I'm all paid up.
Yeah, I used the I used a winch because I like to line up the trees. You know, I like to get a line of 5 or 6 trees, all side by side. Then I used a measure mod to measure out the length, and then I just chainsaw straight across all 5 or 6.
I don't know why this is taking forever.
And then I just your internet's questionable tonight.
Yep.
So then I just cut up, 5 or 6 logs all in a go, and then I use
Korean satellite at the moment.
either I use the Duo, the Stoll Duo forks, or autoload to pick up the logs. Someone likes to leave their milking machine on.
I'm not gonna blame anybody.
I'll have to jump around and take ownership of milking machines and see which one's got some permanent hours on it.
So it's contract companies you're applying?
Contracting companies.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, we've got the community yard.
Have you seen the little wool bundles that spawn?
The bales that are just bales.
Yeah, they're not the pallets, they're just the little bales.
I'm going to drop that here for now. I want to go over here and grab my fertilizer spreader.
Done.
This is the cool little fent that I was talking about. Listen to this thing start. I gotta turn this one off.
I'm just waiting for one more tanker to fill up, and then I'm gonna do some palletizing myself.
There we go. Up a little bit. Alright, here we go. This little tractor, she is great for this particular map. Because I've got that front bucket. I run the chicken farm up here, and the chicken farm basically has feed troughs that are kind of hard to get into. So I got this gate here. This fence has a collision on it. And I can just pull in, typically. But I'm not trying to show how easy this really is. I can just pull on in and dump the feed right in the trough here. Otherwise, I'd have to try to back a trailer in. Because, backing a trailer into here can be a bit of a pain. This I can just wheel right on in. Nose right here under my silo, and pretty good. So I got my golf cart. Which I use to basically run goods all around the place. Yeah, I like that fork mod because the fact that it's got two top fingers to grab a hold of the log better, and I can grab the straps. I can put the straps in. I don't think I put this in the Discord yet, but I did enable, I re-enabled the auto restart at night.
Oh, I got you.
'Cause the last few times I've restarted the server, it's actually come back without any issue. I re-enabled that because some of my production's gotten hung. In fact, this morning I couldn't replace my battery, my electric fence. Accept the battery, just needed one, but it didn't accept it. And now I'm out of hay, but the hay bale is still there, so now it won't accept the hay bale again.
See, mine up there, the hay bale never goes away, but it'll let me refill it. Yeah, yours, we had that problem.
I had a problem twice before. I didn't even try this time right.
Fired my cabbages back up.
Seems like sometimes my little chicken incubators don't want to incubate anymore.
Don't forget, Furious is making seed. Just ran into cedar. That's all I'm doing. He's got a little bit bigger stuff. Just ran it from him.
I got the Lemkin plow and cultivator because the ones that were down in the yard there would have took me forever to do my one field there.
Yeah, I found that little fence very handy.
Awesome.
You know, I use it to haul
What
manure.
I should do is buy everybody like one of those big fence. And I'm just teasing. And then we can all have big equipment.
Maybe the bank should just buy everybody's stuff.
Right?
And then it's a traditional multiplayer.
Yeah, I know. I need to play. I need to get on my server. I haven't been on like 2 weeks.
You're sleeping?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not liking the map, so. But it's kind of turned into Germantown, where everybody's just kind of playing single player.
Which map did you do?
Oregon Springs. But there's still a few people that are having fun playing it. So, but I think I'm gonna go. I think I'm gonna change server format to like a fun for all server. No seasons. All the DLCs, stuff like that.
Yeah, I think a traditional multiplayer works if you rotate the map out like every 4 weeks or so, every 3 weeks.
I was thinking like every 200 hours or something.
And thinking, unless you have a really good meshing set of players, I think production is where these economy style gameplays work best at. As opposed to or just traditional farming maps.
I might do an economy map, but it'll be more like a team play. So there'll be 2 farms, 2 teams. And I'll set it up with MP manager, but it'll just be the 2 farms. And then they'll have the co-op on each farm. That's what I was thinking maybe about doing that. Hey, Silver Dragon, can I borrow your spotlight from the sawmill?
Yeah, go ahead.
Thanks. I got a spray field 24 and I can't.
I'm gonna go fill this up. Then we're gonna go seed that field we just fertilized. I downloaded the Unimog, the other day. Looked at it a little bit. I didn't end up. I don't have any immediate plans for it. I really do like this. I love this little fertilizer spreader. I think your little fun Fridays or whatever it is, it's kind of fun.
Thursday fun night?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it would. I could see if you never really went back to the same map, where it would be like Thursday waste and evening night. Feel like, because it's like, well, we farm on here for 4 or 5 hours, but then we never get back to it. But if it's, I don't know if it makes, I don't know if like a rotation of like 5 or so maps that are like every Monday night it's such and such, Monday night's Lone Oak and then Tuesday night it's something else. If that makes sense, or it's just too much to administrate.
Did you hack my camera? Looking at my notepad right here in front of me.
I do that.
That's exactly. I was thinking that the other day. I was like, oh, I wonder if I put a schedule up, and like, I was thinking like 2 days. So like Monday and Tuesday will be one map, and then Wednesday, Thursday will be another map.
Like, do you have ESP? No, I just know you. Need to remember to accuse her of getting into the. I told you all how she doesn't. Her steak's got to be well done, but she'll eat raw hamburger. I mentioned that.
Yeah, you told us about that.
So I had couple 1-pound bags measured out in the fridge for next couple days, and I told her, now don't be getting in there and taking a nip of these because I've already measured them out. So this morning I get up and there's only one bag, like where I left them in the fridge. Where is the other bag at? Well, I found it later today down in a different drawer. So forgot to accuse her of getting into the hamburger. But I'm sure if I did get her into, accuse her, she'd be like, "How did you know I did that?" I'm like, "Thanks." And I tell her it's because she didn't put it back where she found it. I know, genetic. That's what I tell her. Like, that hamburger is more prone to bacteria than steak because it's actually been processed.
And the main character in it, he likes what's called cannibal sandwiches, and it's ground beef, horseradish, and bread. But it's not cooked ground beef; it's just raw.
Sounds awful.
Yeah, but it's written back in the 50s. It's a really good book. It's like about nuclear war.
Yeah, just straight raw hamburger. Just grab a handful and pop it in her mouth and just yum yum. Give her a steak that's a little rare. Oh my gosh, that is the worst thing you could have done. That is just atrocious. We're gonna get this squared off here so we can just do a bunch of up and down passes with GPS. This may have been the seeder that I contributed the cultivator I just used, and a seeder just like this to the community pool. And look, now I'm using the same things that I contributed. Hey, Will, we were just talking about your last 3 maps. Genetic J's got some words for you related to the geo. Oh.
Yeah, if I set up the server that way, I was thinking might do 3 different maps. One's like big equipment, like Big Bud. The other one would be like a normal size, and then the third rotating map would be like small stuff, like under 200 horsepower.
Yeah, I've had this general thought process about just general open multiplayer for a while. Because back in the 3 Dudes days, 3 Dudes multiplayer server, and it was right after West Coast came out. So they set it up for West Coast for multiplayer. And it was very active for probably the first 4 weeks or so. And then you could tell that interest was really tailing off. And by the 6th week, it was like pulling teeth to get anybody to come in on the server. And the only time people would come in on the server would be on nights that I was going to stream off the server. And that was kind of like the writing on the wall of no one's really interested in this map. So I kept trying to encourage everyone to come up with another map to swap out, and well, it never happened. So interest in the multiplayer server pretty much died off because the map didn't rotate quick enough. Kind of got stale.
Yeah, I can see that happening.
I don't know what the magic number. It's like your thought of 200 hours, or if it's more number of weeks type of a thing. It might vary based on how active folks are with staging things to do. Because 1 week was like, you know what? Let's do a big silage harvest. Let's fill the bunker at the BGA. But kind of leading up to that week's stream, it was a whole bunch of people on the server planting corn everywhere and harvesting everything up and just putting corn all over the map to then basically try to fill all the bunkers on the map. And then the following week was basically now we have to sell them all off type of a thing.
It's a front loader party.
Old held front loader. We did the conveyor belt.
It turned into more of a conveyor belt hell. Dang things kept walking and didn't want to stay in position, and after we had like 3 or 4 conveyor belts all linked together, they would just kind of shift and squirm around and babysit conveyor belts.
Yeah, I had fun doing the narrative stuff for a while. I ran out of thoughts.
Ran out of narratives.
I ran out of stories, I guess.
Yeah, the brain cells just started misfiring.
That happens a lot.
Now, I like, if I was doing just regular gameplay, I like what CLEP does, where he has his viewers basically issue him contracts that he's got to fulfill, which then basically gives him a reason for playing in a mission.
Yeah.
Got to get 300,000 liters of this crop for this person and stuff, as opposed to just churning through fields. Ground venison with a little bit of pork.
I decided what I'm gonna do next.
That would be pretty good. A lot of that so lean, you gotta be. It's like raw to overdone and dry and so quick. I haven't seen too much on Spectre's production channel. That server's very active, or what?
I think he said he hadn't been on in a while on his. So.
Again, it's like, is that a magic hours thing that happens?
See, like I said, I thought about that 2-team multiplayer thing, and for an incentive, I thought about a way of making it a competition where the winning team would actually win something. I got to figure out how to balance it where it's fair, you know.
Yeah.
Because even if you start like one group with, one animal, and the other group with the other animal, the profitability is different for each animal. So.
Yeah, I mean, overall, I think. I mean,
Washes out at the end.
well, cows are massively more profitable than I think anything else. Base game. They also require a lot more equipment to get up and running.
Yeah.
Easiest things to do are sheep. And you need a whole lot of sheep before you have any real profit. But all you need to do is feed them grass and water. That's it.
Yep.
Hey, Anthony, what's up? Unless you have close to 1,000 sheep, then you're making about $94,000 every day and a half in wool production.
I wonder how you know that.
But you're also feeding about 25 2,000-liter bales of hay every 3 days.
Put the bales on a conveyor belt and just let it keep rolling.
So keep running.
I'll probably come on here in the morning, and I'll find this whole field probably half grown of crop already.
Which one are you planting? Oh, you're planting barley.
Yeah, I'm still not sure how much crop I really even need for my chickens.
Have you gone through your stores yet, or no?
No, not quite. Running a little low on wheat, which I bought from you.
Yep.
Pretty sure I've fed some barley already. Each house takes 8,500, and I don't have a good sense for how many real days it takes to go through that 8,500. It's not a short time. Week or
Oh, we got a hailstorm coming.
that does sound good, Bert.
Might be why your net kind of funked out on you.
Oh, I meant in game. At least on my weather, like if top right hand corner, it's sun right now, but I guess the next stage shows hail for me.
Yeah.
Oh, a cloud with the light cloudy thing?
Yep, a cloud with the little white dots.
Oh, looks like we're gonna need to fill up our cedar. We got chickens we could swap out, and we got milk we could do, but
Any more news on 19?
stores are closed, so might as well
No, they did two. I didn't know if they've done a third one yet.
might as well wait until morning. I haven't heard anything beyond the missions thing that came out last week. Just thinking that big fence and this little massy firs and cedar would.
I sold my cedar, the other Massey that was down there, and then I was gonna buy a bigger cedar, but then I saw that Furious had one, and I was like, well, I hate to buy another piece of equipment when I can just rent his. Because I was gonna put a bigger one down at the co-op yard.
Now, how do you know you sold your cedar and not mine?
I don't. Mine had a little ding on the right side. I'm pretty sure that was mine.
Oh, is that yours?
Yeah. There's a little paint spilled on it. But I was like, because he makes the seed, so I just rent the cedar and then pay him for the seed I use. Works out pretty well. Same with the liquid fertilizer. Normally I use compost, but I feel like spraying tonight, so.
Might be in the market for some seed. What's he charge?
I haven't bought seed from him yet. I just told him I was going to. He hasn't. I don't think he's replied to me yet. Let me look.
Okay. I got a bag of seed. As I run out, buy a bag or buy it from him.
Well, he has big bags up there because that seed maker makes the big bag. So I'm sure if you take one and just tell him, hey, I took one of your big bags, he'll give you a price. I don't really even care what it is anymore. What people are charging.
Yeah, as long as it's not insane.
Yeah. But I like the sprayer because it's a little bit quicker because it's so much bigger. But I'm paying quite a bit more to fertilize, so.
Yeah, that is something that
Tiger Man's compost is so cheap.
yeah, it makes any other fertilizer completely cost ineffective. And the usage on the compost is way low.
Yeah.
Compared to what it should be, because it should be comparable to.
I don't even think it would take a full trailer to do every field on this map. You know?
It's way low.
The lime is pretty low too, isn't it?
Actually, buying the lime is really expensive compared to like his compost.
Gotcha.
Well, yeah, but his compost is. He could make money by just giving us compost for as little as we use it. The 34,000 liters of manure I've given him the last 2 times will make more compost than I will ever use on any of the fields in the proposed 4 game years that we're going to play the map on. That's 3 stages of compost, or at least 2 stages of compost twice a year. Just doesn't go through it that much.
I wish this Spotlight had a trailer hitch on the back of it.
Well, so you could run the Spotlight in connection with your sprayer.
Yeah.
I did that on a map before.
I guess it would tow behind anything that has a hitch on the back of it.
Yeah, but the thing is, the legs, the light would be going left to right, back and forth, and yes, because it has those 4 legs that come down when you turn it on.
You mean when I'm whipping it around?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, it's kind of fun though. I guess you could set up follow me. You know, you put a tractor behind you pulling it.
All right.
There's a YouTube series, Farm Sim Life Hacks.
Ken was pulling it behind a forage harvester on Germantown. He was we were forage harvesting it. I think I was hauling the chaff. He was foraging, trailing the Spotlight.
Have you seen the fireworks mod?
What's that?
It's I think Lambo mods did it. It's a placeable you put down, and you activate it, and it shoots fireworks into the sky. Maybe on the last stream for Hof Bergmann, you should have a fireworks show. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Lambo mods that did it. I've seen it on a YouTube video. The squad had it on one of their. They had like a 4th of July parade, and they had it on there.
All right, we're going to take this cedar down to the community yard because we're just about done for the night. I'll probably be on the server tomorrow, but just in case somebody needs to use the cedar, it's not going to be sitting up at my yard.
See how it works.
Doesn't take any time to come down here and pick it up.
I've watched some of his videos, and he's got an annoying voice.
Oh man, it's 11:30 already. Jeez.
It is. I'm closing down. Don't you know it's almost 11:30?
Oh man. I'm gonna spray this field, and then I'm done.
Dropping the cedar back just somebody wants to use it between on.
How many sheep do I have right now?
8. What time zone are you in? Should be 8:25.
99 sheep.
You're on the mountain time. Pacific? No, you're Pacific, I guess.
Yeah, I'm thinking about selling the veggie farm.
Hey, you said that. Much work?
It's not this too much work. It's just want to do something different for a while. Instead of leaving it empty, you know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Might trade with somebody. I like doing the contract work when I have time.
Now we need to. Now we need to come down here and we need to take our light tower back too. Hey, I'm done with this light tower. Do you want it?
I have silvers right now, so you can park it back.
All right. Take it back to the yard then.
Thank you for asking.
I don't know if you're watching the stream, but I got new high beams.
No, I was, and I think that's why I got disconnected because my internet can't handle a YouTube stream and playing online. So
I got a new set of high beams.
just driving around with it.
Yeah.
Some parts of this map are kind of creepy at night.
Hopefully I won't get it hung up on the trees.
Grab a branch.
Emergency light stop.
The trees never get me. There's a couple of the bushes on this map that I think don't have collisions, and then I get stuck in them. Maybe the rule of thumb there is just stop driving through bushes.
That might be a good rule of thumb. Yeah, I've turned the lights off to the tractor and I'm using the light tower. If I turn the headlights on, you can't tell.
How many viewers do you have tonight?
Oh, I think we're in the 20s, I think. Down to 16.
Yeah, I've been practicing with that the capture software. You said you use Adobe Pro?
Adobe Pro to edit and render out for upload. It's OBS for stream and record.
So the Adobe Pro, is that where you can add text and stuff?
Yeah, text, transitions, all kinds of stuff. But it also re-encodes the it also re-encodes the video to be easily digested by YouTube.
Gotcha.
Or that way.
Yeah, I've been learning with my 10-year-old. We've been learning how to do it. He wants to make Minecraft videos, so well, I've been learning. I said, "Well, come here and sit down. Let's do this together."
It's up here. Yeah, if you're just gonna like, if you record them for upload, then Premiere's like $20 a month. Adobe's moved to a rental model.
Okay.
It's like $20 a month, but you get technically you get access to their entire software suite. At that rate.
Oh, so all the stuff they make.
Yeah. I'm just incompetent enough to use Adobe Pro or Premiere Pro.
Yeah, I've got the recording down. That OBS, that's pretty easy to use, really. Shedding a little light on the subject, are you?
Is it bright enough for you now?
Yeah, I think I can see the next town. Man, those things are bright.
They are nice, aren't they? You gotta do nighttime work. They are very. Yeah. So my process is, let's see if I can get this and see what. Recording is just a preset. Set on high quality, medium file size. Depending on the video, sometimes a half-hour video is like because I never pay attention to the recorded gameplay. Streaming I do 5,000 megabits, I guess.
I don't think I could stream.
Probably not. Having trouble with watching a stream at the same time.
Yeah, I think my videos are going to be about 3 minutes. I got an idea. I think I'm going to keep them to 3 minutes max. Thinking about doing like modding minutes. I'd like to do them in 60 seconds, to be honest with you. So I'd like to show a mod, download link, go over it real quick in like 60 seconds.
So what I do is, do the recording. Then I fire up Premiere. And I've got my little 14-second or whatever intro. I've got it pre-rendered out as a video file. I just drop that in.
Got it.
Then I actually use Premiere to do my title slide. Photoshop is just too confusing. So I use Premiere to make my title slide, and I drop it in timeline. Then I drop in my watermark. Then I drop in the actual video. I clip out kind of the intro where it's just I hit start and then I don't actually not actually doing anything yet. Then doing time lapses or whatever. All those in. And Premiere's got a nice preset. It's got lots of presets for various things, but one of its presets is 1080p YouTube. Just pick that. That basically sets all the outputs, the video bitrate, the audio bitrate, and all that. Then I just render it out and upload that file.
It's not too complicated. Yeah, with my internet connection, I really need to stick to smaller videos, otherwise it'll take a day and a half to upload anything. Not to mention my connection gets interrupted. So, like I have to be...
You don't want to be 98% done an upload and then it junk out on you. Yeah. But I mean, in theory, you could upload straight from OBS, but you could upload the recording right out of OBS, and it would do on the fly encoding and whatever it wanted. But your upload might be significantly bigger because you're uploading maybe something that's a lot more bitrate than you really need. Stuff. Kenworth says, "Do you have a YouTube account? Because he'll go sub you."
Oh no, not yet.
Not yet.
I have my YouTube thing, but I don't have it set up for subs or anything yet. Still learning, and I learn slowly because I do it when I'm bored with other stuff. But kids are going back to school, so I have a lot of free time during the day.
When do they go back?
Thursday.
The 4th, isn't it?
Sorry, what was that, Silver?
Isn't that the 4th? September 4th?
My oldest starts tomorrow.
Yeah, they had half a day today, and then they're off for the next 2 days, and then they go back Thursday. I can't understand school systems.
What?
I've never.
What is that?
I know. It's dumb.
It's like starting on. Well, they are starting on. So it's like starting on Thursday, where they have like 2 days, and then they have the week.
I don't understand why they did it, but they did. But yeah, I thought like little modding minute videos would be cool. More for me to play around with than anything else.
Yeah, I might start my streaming up in the winter again.
I'm kind of a mod junkie. I like to download everything and look at it.
Mod hoarder. Or mod collector.
I get rid of a lot of them.
Collecting them for that archive.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that's it's not even worth keeping, you know.
A lot of stuff.
I've tried out a couple of new mods. I maybe use them once or twice, and it's like, yeah, junk it.
Like I just downloaded there's a Fiat harvester I saw. I haven't played with it yet.
Yep, I just checked the bale. It's going to need a reset. It'll reset in the morning and it'll put
What time does it reset? 4 a.m.
between 2 and 5. You can find a time where someone's not sitting on the server.
Does that mean you need to boot Tiger Man off?
It does. All right, guys, we're going to go ahead and close out for the night. Thanks for coming out and watching.
He was already AFK when I logged on because normally when he leaves, he'll, you know.
7 hours now. Can't fathom he just left his computer running.
This was a productive night.
400,000.
Yeah.
Spectre, like he was complaining he had no way of making any money. 750,000. Ken, I don't know what he's been doing. He's at 29,000. Jonathan's at 69,000. Dragon's at 250. Tiger Man's at sitting up here at 1 million. But I didn't.
By tomorrow, mine will be up almost.
I didn't buy anything in the auction though.
That's me. I bought the sheep in the field.
All right, later, guys.
I bought